Hello, everybody. I think I'm gonna turn my light down a little bit. I'm a little glowy still. Sorry, I was trying to finish up something for the project I want to make today because I spent 15 minutes looking for something that didn't exist apparently. So I was cutting some jump rings, but that part can wait. It's fine. Hello everybody. Is this is the first video of mine that you have found in this little corner of the World Wide Web that we call YouTube. Welcome. So glad that you're here. I hope that you find this video informative and educational. I mean, entertaining to the point that you'll want to come back and subscribe to my channel and change the notification bell to all so that you never miss the release of one of my videos in the future. Sorry, looking for links. If you're a returning viewer, welcome. Love you guys. You guys are the reason I'm still doing this. Like I just said, I was trying to prep for an idea that I couldn't bring to fruition because I could not find something, but just know it's going to make an amazing either Friday or well, maybe we do it on Wednesday night. That would be fun. Okay, I don't want to tell you because I want it to be a surprise. Ooh, my hair is like really full today on one side. The other side's like blackened, but not bad. If it gets in my face too much, I will pull it up. So what we're going to do is Heather's going to grab her water because her mouth is very dry. And oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed. I just found what I was looking for 15 minutes right on the other side of my computer behind my, like, one of my leads. It's okay, I found an alternative. I did not have time to grab another coffee, but Steve said he was coming home early. So, babe, if you happen to be listening, and you do get home early, your girl could really use another cup of coffee. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, I have some pretties. Oh, let's talk about Sunday. Hello, Rosanna. Hello, Brandy, Tina, and Donna. Okay. So, Beading Besties is not going to be a weekly occurrence anymore. It got to the point where I was just embarrassed week after week, either by myself because I couldn't find a guest or because the guest canceled. So, it's not going away entirely because I love the premise of the show. I think it's amazing that we get to learn about other jewelers and their jewelry making journey and all of that. So I don't want it to like go away permanently. So when I have a guest, it'll be kind of like a special broadcast and we'll do. So I haven't decided if I'll continue to go to live on Sunday night. I may. I just have really excited. Um, there's just some other stuff going on behind the scenes in this world that are just making it a little bit difficult for me. So I just think it's better to do away with the weekly show because like I said, I got tired of people coming on Sunday and saying, "Hey, how come you don't have a guest. Where's your guest? You know, who's going to be on? So I think I'm just going to go to the every other. Morning, Leah. Leah, I did some personal shopping for on Saturday. Hello, Mary. And we found some spectacular stuff at Bernie's. We were just pearl shopping for her. Your girl found some amazing beads. So I want to show them to you. I'm going to show you a couple of different things. Hold on, my wiring gizmo is still attached to my desk. And if I try to scoot forward, I'm going to scratch the heck out of my way. If you don't know what a wiring gizmo is, this is it. Stephen and I think we came up with a way to like mount this so you guys could see it and I could show you how it works because it comes in quite handy. I sincerely thought that I was just ordering these again, the different mandrels, but you don't need these. So I have 2 of this part now. But what you can do is take any gauge of wire and slide it through one of the holes on the side. And you could use that as a mandrel. So if you had like 16 gauge wire and you wanted that size jump rings or whatever else, you can do it. 14 gauge, I mean, you could go up pretty high. So it allows you a lot of freedom. So I will by no means get rid of my other base because I can use it in different ways. But I'm going to show you what these work for. Also, I've had some people lately that are like, oh, hey, you need to be using wire guardians and you need to be this. And I get that. I do. It's not really my thing. I don't like them. They're scratchy. They're a pain in the butt. I can never get the wire to like be pulled down taut in it when I crimp. Every time I do it, I'm not a fan. So I came up with a little compromise for when I do it. Hold on, let me make sure Pixie's where he belongs. As far as I know, he is. Okay, what is in the way of that? Alrighty, so let's go down to the mat. Hello, Beth. Good morning. It's okay, I was late, so don't worry about it. Okay, so this is my compromise. This is very fine wire twisted on the smallest mandrel that comes with that. It's a little, I don't know, it's not very strong or whatever, but so these are called French wire, and you use them in place of a wire guardian, and you just loop your wire up and through and then fold it in half, and therefore your beading wire is secure underneath this, so it's stronger. So this is my compromise. Yes. Exactly. They're adding another piece of metal and they're so sharp. And I don't understand how that saves your wire because little champ and I bought expensive ones thinking, oh, it's just because you have the cheap ones, Heather. If you had the better quality ones, so I bought the better quality ones. They were quite expensive and same thing. So it's just like whatever. So that's why we're going to go with the French wire. It's a compromise and yeah. So today we are going to do a couple variations of, the goddess bracelet. But before we do that, I'm going to show you my haul and I'll show you some of the pearls that are headed Leah's way. I was naughty. Yeah. But you guys, the stuff I got, OMG, you're not gonna believe it. So let's see, where are we? Nope, that's not that. These are these pearls. There are some beautiful pearl strands down at Bernie's right now, you guys. Oh my goodness. They are the exact same color as abalone. The exact same color. And I will show you that. So she got, because I ordered a strand. I bought a strand for myself as well. So she got some of the cranberry pearls. He has, Leah, you got two of these, right? I can't remember if I bought a strand for myself or if both of those were for you. So I don't know. Anyways, these are the beads I'm talking about. They're very similar to oil slick, except for they're the lighter color. So where did my abalone thing go? I had my big puffed abalone like right at the ready to show you, and now I don't see it. Anyways, they're the same size. I promise. And then she got some of these. Which are like the blue black pearls. They're so pretty, you guys. So pretty. And Leah, I was gonna tell you, you should get this wire specifically, because it's the same like blue black color. So of course it's not gonna tell me what the color is. Why does it not say what the color is? Okay, maybe I'm just gonna send you some. I'll just do a little spool for you. So yeah. We each got one. Okay, that's what I thought, but I just want to double check. So yeah, we each got one of these. We each got a cranberry pearl. I did not find myself strand of blue black, and I'm like kicking myself now. Why did I do that? She got two of the rice pearls. Then she got these fabulous things. These are large hole, like teardrop esque. They're not like perfect teardrops, but they're pretty close. Aren't those beautiful? These are large hole. I swear Kim's gonna see this video on the replay and I'm gonna get a phone call and she's gonna say, why didn't you get me some? So I might just have to send her an email before I send out her order. But they're beautiful. What else? I swear there were more pearls. I don't know. She got cedarwood beads, she got some mookaite beads. Oh, she got some of the small 5mm beads. And then we saw these two strands of these pearls. And we were both kind of like, and then we said, I said, hey, let's split a strand. And then I went back and bought the second strand because there was only two. So I have a strand and a half. You guys. They're very organic. There are some that have like pitting like that or like this. They are natural. So these are, I believe they're called blistered or twin pearls. But they're so beautiful. My idea is I'm going to take some itty spinel beads, faceted beads. See, this is what I was talking about. My hair. It's kind of flippy. And do it around the middle and make it look like a bow. Because I think that would be a really cute, like, little focal. So that's an idea I had. I think they're absolutely stunning. Like I said, they're very organic. They're by no means like perfect specimens, but like, see, that one looks itty bitty, but then you get down the wire and there are some that are just huge. And I love these ones are puffy. Oh, so see, you can tell that they're very showing my pop-up coming this weekend. I don't know what your pop-up is, but so I actually had to, hi Barbara. I had to go so I could try to prep for this, so I didn't see that. I apologize. We can talk about that afterwards. So anyways, if any of you want a couple of these, let me know. And I can because here's the whole second strand too. There's tons of them. And like I said, Leah decided she wanted half a strand, so I'm sending half a strand to her. This strand didn't have as many as of the big ones on, so I'm gonna open this strand and pop some of the bigger pearls. And this is the same price as the other strand. Like I said, there are some that are that big. There's just not, or close to that big. There's just not as many, so I gotta do my girls right. So I'll open up the other strand. And now I'm gonna show you my beads, and I'm so excited. There's one strand in particular that I'm like, I can't wait to use it. I'm so excited. I'm not using it today, but soon. So, of course I did. So, first things, if you remember Friday's show, Linda said I need to get some flat tracers to go in between and I thought that my beads, oh, that's not it. I thought that the print bead or the chip beads were a great spacer because I didn't want any metal in my design. But then I went and bought a $60 brand of AAA grade Ishi sunstones. Have you seen anything like this? They're just beautiful. They're so sparkly. I'm not going to take apart the necklace I made on Friday because I love that necklace. So that's not going to take it apart. I just had to show. They're so pretty. Okay, are you ready, Beth? Are you ready? Are you ready? Black fire agate is what this is called, but it looks blue, which is the way it often does. They're so pretty. I have some gorgeous blue boulder opal, like focal style that I am probably going to have to put with these because they're beautiful. So I got myself a strand of those, do a little burning haul video. Again, I don't know why I didn't get myself a strand of the blue black pearls. I'm gonna have to do so, and I don't have my phone on. Do not disturb. So it just went off. Okay, so there's those, and then I started looking at the rutilated quartz, which I love rutilated quartz. I have quite a bit of it in my stash, and I kind of want to show you. So this is red rutilated quartz. So it just has little strands of things in between the color deposits, and they're very beautiful. I've had those and I haven't used them yet because I love them that much. So first I saw the big one. They're like the prettiest. They're coming across more like orange on the screen, but they're like a mauvey orange red color, if that makes sense. And they're just beautiful. So I got this strand and I got a strand of 6mm. These are 10mm. And I figured that, pop one of these on, and one of the 6mm back and forth would be very pretty. So I got those. Here are the 6mm. Beautiful, just like the 10. So it'll be really pretty to kind of alternate between the I told you. Okay, I literally sent Beth and Rosanna a message on Saturday. It was like, I need a thank you from both of you because I did not call you while I was at Bernie and show you stuff. So yeah, this is some of the stuff that he just got in. It's beautiful. And then he's like, wait, okay. Before I show this, are you guys familiar with phantom quartz? So, phantom quartz is a phenomenon that happens, and I have one somewhere, where you have like a pretty clear quartz, and then there's like just a growth, or it looks like there's a statue encased in clear quartz, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I've only seen it in like bigger pieces. You can buy points. I have a point that's like this big around that I got from Randy at Thunder Force Descendants. It's actually Steve's. But yes, look at this wave going on in my hair right now. Ooh. Oh, that way, I guess. I don't know why I was doing that. So these don't have like just the phantom, but look at these phantom quartz rounds. I've never seen anything like these. Now, these are not a cheap date, I'll tell you. Let me see. Hold on. Let me do the math real quick and I'll tell you what it would be. Because I always forget. Okay, so we take it would be $56. A $56 strip. But the phantom, like, it just looks like somebody did resin and dropped little pieces of tinsel throughout it. I look at that one. They're so pretty, you guys, and together with the like darker one or with those English cut ones, beautiful. Your girl loves related quartz. Where's the last thing that I got? Oh, and this was his very last strand of this, I believe. And that's green rutilated quartz. Which it's interesting to me because there are some beads on this strand, which is why, like, you see, thank God that's not my price. And it wouldn't even be your guys' price. It would be your guys' price for the green related quartz, $49. He's got more coming. So I'm just saying, Lee and I had fun walking around the store. I love personal shopping. For people, it's so much fun. But I also found something like on the way out of the store. These are, look at how pretty this etched agate is. It has like a beautiful quartz. They had a gig that night, so literally they were getting out of the store. And so I'm definitely going to get some more of these because they go perfect with the related quartz that I got, and I just love the cross on them, like the Celtic cross on them. And there's one on the front and one on the back. I love these. These are beautiful. Oh yeah, I think we both got phantom quartz from the same sale. Yeah. So that was my haul. I know there's not very many strands, but you guys see why, right? So these will be fun to design with. Oh wait, no, there is one more. Because the current bargain bead box has the like pink oh my gosh, Heather. Why can I not think? The pink beads in the box. Adventuring. This is like pink moonstone. Like it's peachy, but it's like a peachy pink color. So you can see all of the chatoyancy going up and down the strand. So I got these to kind of go in the middle of whatever I have left over and whatever the companion bundle looks like. So yeah. So okay, I'm done. Put everything back in the way. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do goddess bracelets. But I have like a little twist that I haven't seen done before. I was thinking, and Roseanne, I love your input on this. Like if I have some jump rings that are this size, couldn't I use this on one side of it and I mean use that as one of the jump rings and then I'd have a place to put a focal. I thought that could be really cool. Because that's one thing I've always like I've never seen how you can like put something in the middle unless maybe you're doing it. I don't know. I've never seen them done with like a focal in the middle, at least that I can remember. And so when I was looking through stuff, I found these itty bitty veil beads. Um, and I thought, maybe those would work and I could actually put the focal on. So, first things first, we are going to do. I will tell you, these are a lifesaver. If you're going to do goddess bracelets, these are a complete and total lifesaver because they're closed. These are not like standard jump rings. They're closed rings. So when I used to um, make goddess bracelets a lot, I would use the closed rings because it makes it easier. But I was going to try to make I need to figure out what size this is because I wanted to make nope. Nope. Okay. I wanted to make a similar veil bead as the other one. Nope. Really? Am I really not going to be able to find what size this is? There we go. Okay. So I'm going to make one of the little like clasp things that I do with copper wire really quickly so that it can go with that. And the 418 gauge that you just had it with you. For coiling it for jump rings. I also like being able to make like whatever size jump ring I want. So yes, you need some of the sunstone. Okay, girl, we'll talk. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I would love to have all this stuff for you guys during the sales, but it's really a high price. And I found it wasn't selling well, except for like if when I started like saying that I would do splits. And if only one piercing got a split, I would just put the other one in my stash. But that became more the what was happening more and more. There would be like one person who wanted it and wanted half a strand, and they would like order a ton of them. So of like different ones. Okay, sorry. This is all messed up. That's what I was saying before. So I'm gonna cut off. Ooh, and I got new double flush cutters. I can't tell you how excited I am that I got these again. I just love knowing that there's always a flush cut on my thing. Okay, so put the manual down. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start by putting the wire, tip of the wire, in between the pliers to where you can't see. When they're completely vertical, you can't even see it anymore. That will get you a very round loop. So we're just going to go around until it meets the wire on the other side. Now, because I want to do the little bail loop, I want a really little loop for that to kind of hang down. So I'm just going to go, let's see, like this, face the loop away. I love these small mandrels, but they never seem to like, you always have to take the wire really far down. So in order to get it to grasp, and this is what you end up with. It's like a mangled mess that can be fixed. So I'm gonna see if this will work like the bail bead that I just showed you. Put all the mandrels away now. But I am so excited to have my double flush cups again. Okay. My wraps kind of got away from me a little bit. Would you please? You don't know what happened. Okay, I don't like that, so we're gonna redo it. But I remember, I believe it was this one. Yes. I don't even need that big of a piece. I can do it left. I will tell you, I finally figured out Linda's like rolling of the wire that she does to get it like really, really straight. So you like stick it on this flat surface and you like roll this back and forth. You want to have it like not rolling. See, that's what happens to me sometimes. It won't start rolling. Ugh, so I can do it every once in a while, but not every time. I thought I had it down, but you know, I am on camera. So I know you guys think that like we just say that, but literally I've done that like 30 or 40 different times and it's worked out just fine. So the fact that it's not now, Heather, you have the bailout so we can make it other. Okay. Right there. And then I'm actually gonna grab my, I want the loop to be really little so that it doesn't detract away, so that it's not too disruptive to like the regular aspect of a goddess bracelet. Okay, there we go. That's much better. And I could actually make a whole other one out of this spare wire. That's how little wire these things actually take. It's just sometimes on camera, I like to have extra. So, okay, so the way that you do a goddess bracelet is you have a piece of beading wire, or if you want to do it with actual wire, you can. And you're going to need enough to go around your wrist at least once. I like to add a little bit as well, but you need it that length twice. So I folded it over. Go ahead and cut that out of the way. And then, like I said, I have come up with a compromise. So, and you can do French wire all different sizes. Like this is 24 gauge wire. This one is 26. So the sizes go up. I just need to figure out how big I want my loop. You just have to be careful because once it gets stretched, to get it to go back together is quite nearly impossible. So just be careful. I originally wanted to do this with my 30 gauge wire, but that was the one that I could not find. So we're just going to slide this onto our wire. I should have put this on before I bent it, so I will kind of try to get this to go around the curve. Come on. There we go. And then you're going to put your two ends together so that they're the same length. And you're going to grab a crimp. I hope my copper ones are not lost. Oh my God. That was the one I wanted to use. And it appears that it probably is. Yeah. Okay, hold on 1 second. They're right here. So I'm going to take out a copper crimp. And I'm going to, like I said, join the ends together, put the crimp over the top, and bring it down. And when you do that, the wire curves. And I'm using quite a bit right here, but that's because this will be part of my class, obviously. So this kind of, the thing I could never get about the wire guardians is like the crimp half the time gets mangled when you're doing a wire guardian. So that's why I put this one on. And then I just need some helper. So to make sure that I get a nice crimp bead, first let's make sure our ends are meeting up before I go and do this. And they are. Okay. So I'm just going to put some of this garnet colored Softlex in the crimp. Why is nothing wanting? It's crisscross, first of all. So that's why it doesn't want to. Let me put the other piece of wire in. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to double check again. Push my ends together and just pull my finger down. Make sure that this gets where I need it to go. I'm going to use my thumbnail to put the smallest bit of space there. I'm going to grab my magical crimpers that have the concavity in the middle. I'm going to center that crimp directly in the center of the concavity. That is the key to getting a good crimp bead out of this, is that you want to keep it in that the entire time. You're going to do a little squish. You're going to rotate your pliers, but like I said, keep it in the center. Squish again. Rotate, keep it in the center. And just kind of like, I go around until there's no, uh-oh. I didn't have mine tight enough. Dang it. Okay, take two, because I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to cut this off. It's okay. That's what I was trying to avoid. Unsuccessfully, as it turns out. Okay. Got another piece. I don't even know how I did that. I like literally pulled it all the way down. Try to straighten this out a little bit again. So the wire will go down and through. Okay. Their copper crimp. Okay, I did the mistake on purpose because I thought you guys might want to see this a second time. You know, I took one for the team. Just kidding. Okay. I have my buddy wire in there. Come on. I want very little piece of space. I must have Facebook open on my laptop somewhere. So as soon as I get this crimped. Anyways, I like to go around until I don't feel any more resistance when I close my wires, and you get a little crimp bead there. Obviously, if I was not using the magical crimper, I could get it a lot tighter with our crimp. But it's okay. There we go. What is sticking out? Oh, the very end of this French wire. We will just cut this last coil off so we don't have a sharp bit. Okay, so you're gonna have two wires, and the way that you do this, let's see, what beads do I want to use? I might have this pair across the hall because I didn't have time to grab my water. So again, babe, if you're listening and you get home, coffee and or water would be great. Oh, let's see. I just left a bird box, so I'm not going to pull from there. Oh, I forgot to show you guys these. These are vintage carnelian from the 80s. They're so pretty. They remind me of orange soda. That was one of the other things I got. That was from the back room. Leah and I didn't even get into the back room because I was late getting down there. Okay, I don't want to use rhodonite because that is the same color as the other thing we're using. The other one we're using. I have some green jade that could look really pretty with the copper beads. I'm going to go for the darker ones. Oh, look how pretty that is. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go with the green jade. That looks really pretty. We're gonna do a second one in silver if we have time. And I think if we wanted to do something kind of, these have gold wash on them, so maybe not. I don't know why that Madagascar quartz is in there. I'm trying to figure out what I could do for the center. I want to have it ready for when I get there. I have these. No, those are blue. That won't work. Oh, here was the abalone I had pulled out to show you how much those pearls. See, I knew I had it out. I knew I pulled it out. Maybe that's not. I also found some adventuring bicones that I got from Randy that are like beautiful. Ooh, I know what we're gonna do. I also found these this weekend. Fossilized brown coral. They're gorgeous. Okay, this is a bracelet, but they're brio. Like that's the way they're drilled. But look at that, like perfect flowering. I think that will be beautiful with the copper and the green jade. Do you guys think it's too big? Should I find a smaller one? This one, the center is like really pretty. And of course, looking at it, I think, oh, perfect for Here Comes the Sun. Should I use the bigger one or the smaller one? What do you think? Anita, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Brian, that's perfectly okay. Yes, Mary, these are the ones, but they're like brown coral. I just can't decide. Should I go with the smaller one for the bracelet or the larger one? It has to be Steve because his dog is going crazy. Okay. But wouldn't these be perfect for Here Comes the Sun? So I'm gonna design something with these for that because I think it's like because I think Beth explained that they have like that on theme prize that goes, and I mean these would be perfectly on theme for Here Comes the Sun because it's a bunch of suns, and I thought that I would like do a whole collar necklace with them all around. I just haven't figured out which seeds I want to use. Okay, so we're gonna wire up this really quick. Ugh, I hate. There's nothing more aggravating than when like your strap falls down. It's so annoying. Okay, where's the end of this copper wire? I really don't want to unwind it. Okay, yeah. 1422 gauge over here. That's not okay. So I'm just gonna cut a piece probably about 6 inches, which will probably be too much. But you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Because when you wrap a burrito, you need the extra wires so that you can go around and cover up the, although I don't have to go down very far. So stick it in. You keep most of the length on one side, but you crisscross these. You guys hear things slowly falling over? Yeah. So you're going to crisscross them like so. It's like there's a little ghost over there. Like 2 or 3 little beads will fall. And then you're going to bend one of these wires straight out and the other one straight up. And then I'm going to take a separate pair of pliers and I'm just going to do one little wraparound. That's all, because we're going to go right over the top of that in just a minute. Although it's too far up on my wire for my liking, so. Nope. Okay. We're going to cut this. Then with the longer strand, you're going to bend it right at that wire right there. I'm going to use my micro. Make a little loop because it doesn't have to be big. And then once you have that, you can hold on to the loop with one pair of pliers. And you're just going to start wrapping. And I may not have cut enough wire. You want to be careful because the closer you get to the top of that bead, if it bends down, it's nearly impossible to get the wraps to continue over the top. I guess I cut enough. Hey, look at that. I did cut enough. Okay, so there's our little brown coral with our little wire wrap. And I know you guys are all holding your breath just like I am. My hand doesn't spasm and mess up that really pretty wrap. Success. Okay. This, I'm going to go ahead and attach to this now. Because one side of this is a simple loop. It's just down in the concavity. Which side is the simple? What the heck? I wrote this really well, apparently. So well that I can't open my simple loop. What the heck? I don't know what I did. Man. Never ending looper reel around here. Okay, I need another piece of wire. Gotta get back in the habit of just using the double left cutter. I went a little bit further than I needed to, but rather than unwind that, I'm just gonna flush cut that little bit of overage off so that it's sitting right up against the wire and not over. Then we're just gonna turn our loop away from what the sides we want. We're gonna go down, around, up and over. Oh, this is the simple loop. That's why I couldn't open it. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we need to directly attach this to the wire before we start the wrapping. Okay, you need to get out of the way though. Ah, there's nothing worse than that click sound you get when you do that. This is a lot harder to wrap when you have something in the loop. Okay, yay, you got it. Not as pretty as I'd like it, but yeah, no, it's not. Okay. Maybe we should drop down to like, I don't want to do 20 days, 22 days. That's 16, here's 20. Because the thickness of these other rings are what I'm trying to match. And they're an 18 gauge wire. But we're going to cheat for just this one really quick so that we can get on with our regularly scheduled program. And yes, I know I could always attach the jump ring, but that would be smaller, I feel like. I'm just gonna do it with my hands instead of my pliers. And that seemed to work a heck of a lot better. There we go. Okay, so back to that. Don't want to sing that. Don't get me copyrighted. What are you doing? So you have two strands right here, as you can see. And what you're going to do is you just alternate which strand your bead goes on. So the first one I'm going to put on the left, then you bring your two strands together. Mine aren't flush, they are. And then you're going to stick a ring over the top of both of them. Then you have to figure out which one had the bead last. And then you're going to put it on the opposite side. You're going to bring your ends together and slide the next ring over both strands. And you'll see the more we go, I don't like that you can see, I don't have copper wire. It's fine. I'm like so tempted to pull out my 24 gauge copper wire and do it that way. Because you can do this on, like, you can do the same technique using actual wire. It's just not as fluid of a bracelet. I forgot that there are bits. I forgot, but I didn't forget because I specifically picked this wire because it's thin, so it like won't show. I know what I'm gonna do. Wait, is that what? Yes. So we're gonna move this real quick. We're gonna use some garnet soft flex instead. Because that will look very pretty with the green and the copper. So I think that will look much better. Third time's a charm though, right? And these will get used, don't worry. I don't throw away my scraps when I change my mind or make a mistake. Which lately my buddy jar is getting a little full. Okay, put those on. Grab your crimp. Pull it down to the center along with your French wire. And I think I'm hoping that because this wire is thicker, I'm not going to have to pull that down tight before I made my first one. I'm just not going to use buddy wire so that I could do that. Just go around until I don't feel it anymore. Resistance. There we go. Okay. This will be much better. I don't like, okay. I know of designers who make stuff and then cut it up. And so they don't care if they keep the designs. That's a waste. Plus, I generally like my designs, so yeah. I wanted to see her. Oh, sorry. Let's go see what everybody is saying. Yes, they look like fruit. Smaller, sounds good. Good morning, Linda. Hi, Linda. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I don't know why that. You're okay. Comment just popped up, but okay. Sorry. It's the little link that I learned from Linda. I will show it to you again really quick since I'm not gonna have to put it on anything. It'll actually be easier to do so. It's easier to show you on this. So all you do is you take a piece of wire in between your pliers and you go around. And I generally do the little loop first, which is why I got things messed up earlier. Then you point the round away from the loop that you're going to do the second, the step on the mandrel you're going to do the second step with, and you're just going to come up and over. Rotate it slightly just so that you can get in to wrap that. I don't think I pulled it down. And then you just take your pliers and you wrap all the way around it twice. I like to use these as clasps. You can also use them as like beaded links, things of that nature, but they're very easy to make. So like I will use this part to attach, but then I use the wrap loop part as the actual clasp version, and I like to put this at the top of my necklaces rather than just a jump ring. So I used to make them all the time. I've slowed down considerably doing those, but yes. Okay. So the only tricky part about a goddess bracelet is making sure that you're going back and forth with which side of the wire your bead is on. And it's not hard. I kind of think I want a double jump or a double ring. This is another variation you can do. You can do 2 rings instead of 1, and it just makes the little loop a little bit chunkier looking. Okay, and then we're gonna go 2. And you could even alternate this. You could do it to where on one of them you have the double ring, and on the next one you have a single ring. You could change the colors you're using. So if I only did 1 ring on this one, I'm gonna put the next bead on, and for the next one, I do 2 of the rings. Again, the closed rings really are like your best friend with a design like this. But see, so you can alternate it so it doesn't look like you're doing the same thing over and over. I kind of like the way that looks actually. So I'm going to keep it like that. This side, right? No, this side gets the next one. Write that down. Linda, you missed all the pretty beads. I went to Bernie's on Saturday to do some personal shopping for Miss Leah. And I found some pretty beads. I think you'd like, I have some double blistered pearls, which are just gorgeous, but I have to show you because I had you in my head when I was buying one of the strands. Where's the pretty? Oh, there it is. So you said I needed some flat spacers. So I bought a $60 strand of AAA grade sunstone Hastings that I think are beautiful. And then I first saw this rutilated quartz, and I was like, that's gorgeous. And then I saw that he had phantom quartz routes. So like, they're so pretty with them. But not a cheap date in any way, shape, or form. But they would go beautiful with that. I have some English cut ones like this. That could be alternated back and forth, but yeah. So those are the highlight, but while I have this out, see how perfectly these pearls go with the abalone shell? They're just stunning. I'm probably going to break down and go buy a strand of the mini, of the like smaller puffs so that I can do this. That might be a little errand that I asked my sweet hubby to do today. Okay, this side, get the bead. Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. I don't know if does Australia do they do daylight savings, or is that just like an American thing? Okay, and then like I said, when we get to the center, we're gonna go ahead and use that little link that we made with the bamboo coral or the fossilized coral. So we'll want, when we get there, we'll want to be on the single loop spot. So I just, this, uh, oh my gosh, Heather, talk. The jade with the copper, though, I think it's like a great, okay, let me see where I'm at. I'm just about there. So I think I will do one more double, and then the next one will be the single, and that will be the center bead. And once you get into a rhythm, you can knock these out rather quickly. So like if you have a show coming up and you want to make 4 or 5 of them, unless you're like Rosanna and all of her stuff is one of a kind, which I admire her for. So see, we're just gonna put that there, and then the bamboo coral will dangle. I'm gonna have to fix the loop though. I have the loop going the wrong way, so it's not laying the way I want it to. So grab onto that and very carefully turn it. So then that will hang. It didn't squish my wraps, but I don't feel like that needs better. There we go. Okay, put this back on. And then we have a little bracelet, but it's gonna take the place of that last ring. I think that looks good. Kind of. I want to see something. What if, since this was the metal, we did one of the thicker loops, because I was having trouble with these. And then we would put another green bead, and it makes the center a little bit chunkier, but let's see how it looks when you put the next bead on. I don't know. No, I don't like it with the extra rings. I'm just going to pop this on. And then go back to my pattern. I didn't like it with the double rings, or I guess technically a triple ring. I just think it makes the fact that the other ring isn't one of the jump rings so much like more apparent. But yes, Okay, so daylight savings, yes. See, we already swapped it back. So yeah. Oh, lovely. Are you talking about the bracelet or the daylight savings? I would really like that fossilized coral. It's so pretty. Like I said, that isn't that right? Doesn't isn't one of the design prizes that goes out like the there's one that's like on theme, I think you said. Because if so, like I said, I thought that those little brown coral are perfect because they look like little sunshines or little suns, not sunshines, little suns. Choo, choo, choo. Then, yes, I like it. I'm glad that I swapped the wire because I was not liking that. The like champagne boldy color was not doing it for me. I like the that has the garnet colored softflex wire, which does seem to be a staple of theirs. They've had garnet ever since I very first ordered cording from them. So I like it. I like it a lot. I just wasn't sure if we were like the only ones who did daylight savings. There's quite a few things that only America does that doesn't always make sense to others, like why the rest of the world is on the metric system, but in the US we do foot, feet, and inches and yards. This actually wasn't as hard to figure out um what wire the last bead went on. Oops. I don't know if that's because I'm using the thicker gauge wire or the thicker wire. Maybe I used to only make it with thinner wire. I'm not sure. And then we'll just put a lobster claw on that can connect directly into our French wire. Okay. And see how many beads I have on the other side of my bracelet. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This one does not need to be on there. Here. Perfect. I think this is big enough. That's it, Mandrill. I do have to still attach the class, obviously, but oops. No, I actually have to go back. I'm missing some, and if my dogs start barking, I will mute. So I'm just gonna add the one more bead. Hopefully I'm pretty quick. These type of bracelets. We'll do one more double, and then we'll put the clasp on, and that should make it longer. This one. One. Hey. I'm gonna mute you guys. Hold on. Say hello. Okay, there we go. Go ahead, babe. Say hello.
Hi.
Mm. Babe, will you shut the door though when you're done?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Come on, sister.
I got a new
Attention.
microphone, but I haven't tested it. That's why I'm not using it today. But it's supposed to have excellent noise canceling on it, which I thought would come in handy when the dogs are being crazy. Because they're not in here. Okay, so ladies, if this is going to be too long of an answer, you can just say that. But what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between the UK and then like the people who fall underneath the crown, I guess? Like Canada has a prime minister, but like the king or queen is there. Or whatever. What's set? I'm trying to think the one that I put up yesterday because I didn't go live. I thought it was right here. But thank you, I appreciate that. I'm trying to think which. Oh, I did the bead party because I had beads from just about everybody. So I'm trying to think. I think it's right here. In case people haven't seen it yet, I will show you quickly. Where is the glass? In case you haven't seen it, you can go take a gander. It. So, this is the necklace. I did a herringbone link up at the top, which I have to kind of make sure those are all facing. And then I just did the rest, and I wire up onto a yellow piece of jade. So that was the necklace. This is the bracelet. And then these are the earrings. This little like leaf beads that I thought were really cute. I kind of might I'm probably gonna remake these because I think it'd be prettier if there was like one gold spacer bead in between the flower and the leaf to make it look. So I'm likely going to remake the earrings before I take a picture of it. But yeah, that was a fun set to make. It just like I said in the video, the like lazy Susan and stacker thing, like I'm sitting here and all of a sudden I realize like the bargain or the dollar bead box from last month goes with the bargain bead box this month. And oh, they both go with the houseplants box from Sam's Bead Shop that Jessie designed. And oh wait, I have these beads from Bernie's too. And that focal was from Randy at Thunder Horse Descendant. So I literally have a little bit of everybody. And so I'm gonna do a couple more videos for that series. And then I have another one that I need to go record off-site, not here. I need to go record part 1, and then I have part 2 already done. You gotta put the bead on. Another.
Okay, well, maybe. I'm gonna take some of my. I'm gonna grab something out.
Okay, sounds good.
And then as soon as I get up,
Good shipping and
coffee. And I'll take you to Rosa's for dinner if we get all your stuff.
Rosas?
You can have Rosa's for
Rose Mexican food. I'm obsessed with their green salsa.
So if we get the shipping done, we can do that on the way to go.
Sounds good.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too. He hurt his ribs last night. And he went to, like, he sneezed or coughed at work, and he said it felt like it just went bananas. He has the doctor's appointment tomorrow already, but that was booked before he. Okay, cut. Count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Ooh, wait, what's that?
You need those?
I don't know. I just might.
Get to do unpackaging of all Amazon stuff.
Oh yeah, I got some more walnut beads in 6 and 8mm. But there was one other thing. This is really not sorry. I bet they'll be really happy I didn't get my mic set up because of that. Oh yeah. So I have that. But I don't know if you guys remember. This would have been what we were working on had it gotten here before I started. But I had said, like, wouldn't it be cute to do a herringbone of like a flower bead and then use really thin green wire and it would it look like leaves. So I ordered myself some green wire so that I could test out that theory. So maybe we'll do that once this is done real quick. Okay, so we're all done with this. So basically all we need to do is grab another crimp. And I'm gonna go ahead and, well, let me see where I'm at size-wise. I love these walnut beads. They are like perfect for pearl to go with pearls and stuff. They're so pretty. Where did I put my mantle? Okay. Look, so I'm at 6.5. So yeah, we can just put the clasp right on. Where? If I still have them right here. Are you kidding me? I can always make one if I need to, and we can attach it once I do that. So first, I'm going to take a crimp. Already had down. And I'm hoping I will be able to squeeze a third one in this, like go back through with one of these two strands. Woohoo! Okay, that worked. So first, we need to get our crimp down where it goes. And then we can make our loop as big or small as we want. I tend to go for like thinner loops or smaller loops. Crimp bead. Get that crimp centered and squish. What's your name? Squish. Squish. When you have 3 strands of soft flex in the crimp, it's done in like 3 or 4. It's the quickest. Like go down and cut off my leftover wire. I do like doing this with stretch cord because it's clear, so you don't notice it as much. Okay, I just had a class. I have no idea. So grab some 18 gauge wire. I have double flush cutters in. I keep forgetting. Yay, my ends will always be flush. I know that might seem silly to y'all that like that makes me this happy, but it does. I love knowing that I have that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to come not to the middle, and I'll explain why, but just off center, and I'm gonna bend that right there. Put it in between the notches of my crimping pliers and squish. It is the closest wire you can get that I have found using this technique. I love it. You just have to be careful you don't do that. So you go down slowly. And I kind of try to carefully go up the pliers as I'm doing that. Then I'm going to take my bail making pliers, and I think I'm going to go on the third loop right here. And I'm going to bend it around just like that. And then I'm going to take my pliers, and I'm gonna bend this about, I don't know. I don't know. I also don't quite like how round this hook is. I would rather have it more ovally. So let's see if I can get that without messing up my. Nope. Nope, it messed up. Take 2. Again, I'm so out of habit of using my double flush cutters, but I need to get back to it. Again, you're gonna go like 2/5 of the way down the wire, bend it over, like so, go in and squish it again. I was just too far up on the wire when I went to make the hook. That's why it was round. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to. But that squished much better than it did last time, so hey. Take the win when you can get it. Okay, I'm still going to use the third step. I'm just not going to bend from as high up. Okay, so I'm pretty much in not quite the middle. Again, probably 2/5 of the way. Yeah, it should work. Then I can roll up the end of my hook. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to take this wire right here and bend it out. I'm going to do one of my little loops, a little hybrid loop. Except I'm going to try to get, I was going to try to get the wire to go around both of the threads, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to try. I know I'm not under camera. I need this close to me. Sorry. This is the first time I'm doing this, where I'm taking the wire around and tucking it under another piece of the wire. Okay. Then I know it's bent like that, and that doesn't make sense, but it will in just a minute because I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get in and I'm going to cut the longer piece of wire that's still streaking out right where that loop is. And see how that's off to the side? Now that we've cut that wire off, we can go in and lift up our loop to where it's supposed to be. Or that was the premise I was hoping for. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Why can I not get this? I make these all the time. All the time. I don't understand why I cannot figure it out right now. I'm getting frustrated because I literally make these all the time. I've even done them on camera. Not for a while, but I've done it. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap around this more than just once because it is a clasp. See, I told you I make them all the time. I just needed to not be talking. Goodness. Cut off that end. Cut off this other end. You will have to kind of center your loop just a little bit more, and I actually have it facing the wrong way. And then you can also just go down to the very end of this and bend it up a little bit. It makes it easier to go in like the little loop. So and then we will jump ring this puppy on. I'm going to make this 18 gauge small jump ring real quick. No, this is 20 gauge because I don't see a smaller one right here. I'm going to touch it more. I have my big pliers out today. I don't know why. I only use these when I have like a really big, I'm using like a higher gauge wire and I need a little bit of help. This way with our hook, and then I will look at chat once I get this on. And let's hope my glass doesn't make a bracelet crazy big. Okay, because this is French wire, you have to be a little bit more careful when you're clasping. Otherwise, it's not like another like wire loop. So you're gonna have to have a little bit more of an opening than you might, and it is going to be more delicate. So it may not have been the best idea. But there we go. We got our little brown fossil floral sun. Green jade with the copper. Love it. Like I said, make it easy on yourself. Buy a box of closed rings so that you don't have to so you don't have to cut and or like close and worry about any sharp bits. Get yourself some already closed links. I promise it will save. Yeah, but yes. These are not jump rings. So yes, I was planning on doing a smaller one with smaller rings. Oh, you can't see. And I did make a bunch of jump rings right here, but we're already at 12:40, so I'm not gonna do that. But these are just closed loops. So there is no opening. You cannot open and shut these. I got them off of Amazon. They're actually quite inexpensive. I don't know if maybe having the loop, but if you do use ones that do have the split, you can still do it. Like I pulled up this huge bag. These are all already closed. In a way that I could just like thread them on without having to go and like make sure that they're all closed. I still would just for my own sanity. But I was going to do like a really little bead. I've never seen anybody do a goddess bracelet with like a 4mm or smaller, so I was like, oh, that'll be cool. But instead, why don't we, not with that, and no, we can see if my little premise works. Ow, there's like a fold at the end of this. Because I was doing a jump ring. And I'm curious to see what the green will look like with flower beads. So I actually, the ones I grabbed are blue. I have a big Alright. That okay, I made that little much. It was the last thing I wanted to do, but it did find me this. So let's put this on. Let's grab that green wire. No, this is the blue black. If I can remember where the hell I just put it. This is what drives me crazy with my memory issues, guys, is that I know I just have it. I just opened it with you guys. Oh, I think it's in the second. Where's the walnut beads? So you would assume the green wire would be right there as well, but it's not. While I'm searching, take a look at this beautiful photograph. This is a Rosanna Bradford original. Yes. It is County Galway in Ireland. And it's a beautiful photo. She sent me a card, and this was the front of the card. And so I'm going to be very careful and like round out the sides so they all have the same size. And then I'm going to frame this because this is just beautiful. Another thing that Rosanna and I share is that we both love photography. So, nope, put it back in the box or the bag it came in. All right. Well, I will find it and I will show you guys tomorrow. We will do that tomorrow because, or Wednesday night, I guess. Depends. If I'm feeling up to it, I can do. Oh, it's right here. Found it. Okay. So this is very thin wire, but that's how I wanted it. I'm trying to think. I want to do the herringbone actually on this. So I think I'm going to do the way I saw Rosanna do it recently. I hope I'm cutting enough wire. It's just a little like, hey, does this work? Kind of thing. It's fun. It's not so if it's not perfect, why did that not cut? Great. Now there's gonna be a weak part of my wire. Unless it never grabbed the other side. I don't know. It's okay. Again, this is just a playground. It's not anything serious. I just thought that possibly if you used green wire, you could make it look like leaves. So the way that Rosanna does it is she finds the center of her wire and then she pulls the wire out to either side. She just did, I can't remember exactly what you made, Rosanna, but let me know. I am not doing that on a regular basis anymore. So no, I wasn't live yesterday. I put up I talked about at the beginning of the show. So yeah. Okay. So she has it where she pulls one wire and she goes up and around like that, and then she pulls the other wire over and goes up and around. So then like the wires crisscross. So it's almost you get two wraps for each side. So then you just go to flip your wire, and you go up, around, and over. And then you take the other one. Come on, wire, stay where you're supposed to be. On the side of the flower. It keeps sliding out. Okay. Up around the side, around up. Try it again. This one comes from underneath. Hold the sides. There we go. I've never done it this way before. So up, over. This one comes up on behind. Nope. I don't know. This might be a little bit big of a bead to do this technique. So I have a feeling I would be doing this forever. But I cut the wire so that I could. I cut a bunch so that this one comes up. And if I'm doing this wrong, Rosanna, please correct me. But I think this is the way I remember you doing it. But you might just do both. Over the top. That's what I couldn't remember. If you like, I'm making it more difficult on myself than I need to be. But see how this are stacking? So if you had like the little bead, flower bead, like the ones in those earrings, this one. But see, if you kept going, see how it would kind of look like little leaves on either side? Like if I don't worry about exactly where the wraps are, like on the side, and I start stacking them, will be okay. The side can be a little bit messier than I usually do because it is very thin wire. I'm just gonna do it over the top like I want. See, now I can't stop going underneath for the second one. Okay, again, you wouldn't have to have this many wraps for a smaller bead. But see, I feel like those would look like little leaves. And if you went in with like your pliers and maybe formed it a little bit with your like, I should probably be using my like nylon jaw ones, but I don't know. I figured that could look like two little leaves on either side and that it would be pretty. But yes, I have a lot of composure. Yeah. Yeah, I love using thinner colored wire when doing herringbones. I think that it looks really pretty and it can look kind of cool, especially if like you were to do multiple colors on one piece. Like do a bracelet with different colored wires, like all the way down. It'd be very cute. You could do it with a mixed metal thing where like you're using gold, silver, bronze, like all on the same and just every third bead it changes, like or every bead it would change, but there would be silver, bronze, gold, silver, bronze, gold, so on. or you could do like silver and hematite, and a couple of others. So I do like that the veil does seem to take the place of that one ring pretty well. I kind of might have, there we go. I think that this one will bring it up more. Or sorry, this little one will probably bring it up more. So, but you're using a jump ring, so you'd have the same length. But I'm gonna try a silver one and use one of these little veil beads. It's just a ring with an itty bitty hole on it. But yes, thank you, Renee. Watching on TV, but just wanted to say hey. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I think that like the here comes the sun. This side's better. I'm not showing you well enough. Where did it go? It's not gonna zoom on the right thing. It's all right. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna do a colored, like a necklace where there's like beads in between, like one of those, and I think that the like pinky corals will go beautiful with that. And I'm just gonna pick out the fossil coral brios that are the most sunlight, like most sun looking, like the ones, you know what I'm saying, right? I know you do. I'm sure all of you guys at home are like, it's okay, Heather. We know what you mean. And I can't hear it. But yeah. So, anyways, I'm glad you guys were here. I'm going to do another video in the Beading Friends series, but I also want to do the Here Comes the Sun necklace because I think that's gonna be really cool. So, I have some yellow jade I could use too. Now I don't know if I want to use all adventuring or not. I'll probably stick to the adventuring. I think that the crackle glass beads from the companion bundle, you guys, they're the most beautiful crackle beads I've ever seen. I love the color. The crackle beads like aren't crazy in your face. They're very pretty. But yeah. No, I'm gonna use the adventure. It came in the box. I actually have some pearls that are all the same colors. Some glass pearls that are the exact same colors as the adventuring, except for the copper ones. Like there's pink and peach and cream, and even the copper don't look bad, but yeah. So I could use those as well, but I think I want to stick with the adventuring, so it's bargain bead box. Yes, I got these beads from bargain bead box, those ones, but still. Anyways, I hope that you guys had fun. Oh, here they are. I think that the brown fossil coral goes like gorgeous with these colors. I'm not crazy, right? That does look good together. Making a macrame one using letters and sun. Oh, cool. Please share it. I'd love to see it. All right, Mary, love ya. Have a great one rest of your day. Yeah, I love the way that this fossil coral looks with these colors. I think they go perfectly. So yeah, actually probably more like a choker. I've made chokers, crochet one. I'm gonna try to come up with an easy pattern that I feel I can demonstrate the best. Like I'll start it out with like bigger yarn so you can see how to form the stitches in case you don't crochet. But yeah, I have a really easy single crochet and chain stitch choker. You use the chain stitch to go back under and like make the lace on top and on bottom or just on bottom. You can decide. You can hang a bead from every single loop you can leave none. So it all works out. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to get started on that collar necklace. So that'll be a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, I have the next live. I have a very fun project for us to do together. I can't wait. I'm just gonna tease you with it so you come back to watch the next video. But I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful day. I appreciate you guys always showing up. If you're watching this in the future, thanks for watching it, even though it's no longer live. I greatly appreciate it. If you would not mind hitting the like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel and changing the notification bell to all, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, anything you see me make is available for purchase unless otherwise stated. And if you want, it's a great way to support me and help me have money to buy supplies so that I can keep bringing you guys design tutorials. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy beading, everyone.